Good morning. It is 6:51 a.m. on Friday, July 27th, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. My tea hasn't kicked in yet. I'm working on it. Slurp, slurp. Um, Tea tastes a little funny today. You know what? I wonder if it. I realized that my electric kettle recently had been for a while set on a setting which heated it to not quite boiling instead of to a full rolling boil, which, depending on what kind of tea you drink, might be better. And I'm realizing that this is green tea in here now, which usually says to steep it at slightly less than boiling for ideal. And so I had recently reset it to be full boiling, and so now it tastes different. And I'm wondering, like, is that the difference? Might have to do a scientific experiment of some kind. It also could be that I didn't wash the mug in between the last cup of tea and this one. I'm not sure. Anyway, how are you guys? You can't answer me. It's a video. uh, let's see. What was I going to talk about? Oh, I'm just thinking about recently about things that I'm looking forward to. Um, One, which is certainly on my immediate horizon, is my vacation next week. I'm going to be flying out early Sunday morning to go out to Colorado and see my family, who I haven't been out there since Thanksgiving. Usually I would go more often than that, but there were a couple of trips this year that over Christmas, and then another one in the spring that were planned and then canceled because I was, dealing with Luna's medical issues, and so uh, it was kind of that was why those trips didn't happen, and so now it's been longer than it usually would have been. So I'm really looking forward to that trip, and just doing whatever I'm gonna do out there, seeing my mom and my dad and my brother. It's gonna be good. And so, I have to keep that in mind today because today is the last work day before my trip, so I have to just like make sure I'm leaving everything in an appropriate state and getting done whatever needs to happen ahead of time. So that's on my mind. Also, I yesterday did some planning for the D&D one shot I'm going to run on Saturday. That's going to be in I keep wanting to call it the new Eberron setting. Technically speaking, Eberron is not new, though. It's just that there is a new book that was released by Wizards of the Coast called Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron that is just sort of an updated setting guide for, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition that's, incorporated with D&D Beyond. And so because I've been reading that and found it really interesting, I'm running a one-shot. And so yesterday I was walking through it with Lee, one of my players for that game, and we were just talking about the setting and helping her build her character for that adventure. And so that's fun, and it's just another thing that I'm looking forward to. And then also I'm thinking about, movies. One of the movies that is coming out just today is the new Mission Impossible movie, and I'm a big fan of that franchise. I think even Mission Impossible 2, which is not the high point of the series by any stretch, still has some great stuff in it. And I really love it overall, and so I'm looking forward to the new one, especially because there's been a lot of great buzz for it. And so I'm gonna go see that with my dad or something, and that'll be fun. And what else? Uh, Well, and I guess, in terms of things that I'm looking forward to, as I've kind of said before, starting to be on the horizon is when I might get a new dog, and that's exciting too. And so, lots of good things to look forward to, and that's nice. And then, as just a brief additional note that's not on that topic, I was re-listening to the soundtrack for the Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, which is a Hayao Miyazaki animated film that's one of my favorites. And I was listening to the music for that while writing, and it had been a while since I'd listened to that particular soundtrack, but I love it so much, and it was like the beauty of it and being familiar and having not heard it for a while was making me emotional just listening to it. And so that was kind of fun too. So anyway, I'm in a fairly good mood this morning, despite being a little sleepy and having a little bit of a headache. But I'm doing okay. So I hope you guys have a good Friday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes. When, of course, oh my God, I was just gonna say when, of course, I'll be talking about the next season of Venture Brothers, and I just realized that I have not watched that season yet. So guess what I'm doing tonight? I guess talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.